Hey, 4422. I just thought of something because this Mars Saturn conjunction is happening today. Mars is the fourth planet from the sun, and Saturn is the eighth planet from the sun. So Mars and Saturn, I don't know what I said before, but Mars and Saturn are the conjunction, and it's 4 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8. You get it? Got it. 2022. So lots of evened up. So the topic is FEMA. I learned some good stuff this morning, and I just want to present to you, the viewer, whom I love. By the way, I'd like to dedicate this video, as well as all my videos, to our one true creator. Her name's Sophia. She's very proud of you. You've been a very good human. Very advanced. You can listen to this and actually make some sense of it. So congratulations on her behalf to you. Now, thank you. And the creator is in you. So have love in your heart and be joyful. So we're going to talk about the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and I'd like to tell you how I got there, because this is going to get a little bit, Donald. You can't get away from Donald, so we'll kick off with him. This might be a longer video, but it's going to be good, so please, please, hang with me. Okay, so we'll go back here real fast, because this is not a long video, but now, just so you know, the world at the upper level is organized along Fabian lines, meaning they're in a club, you're not in it. So this is kind of the New York City Cardinal, whatever his name is, Bishop Dolan or whatever, they do the big hoop-de-doo in Manhattan. So Donald Trump and Hillary are going to have it. Now they're at dinner. Okay, so this is going to go down. Hang on, I got to get this thing squared away. Okay, here we go.
Accidentally bumped into me, and she very civilly said, "Pardon me."
That's a news lady.
And I very politely replied, "Let me talk to you about that after I get into office."
All right, so I don't want to play any more of that. So to continue to set this up, so you heard what Trump said, right? And they're at this dinner and they're joking back and forth. So this is before he was elected president the first time, and of course he was. And then this QAnon crap started with Hillary's going to be arrested. That was back in 2017. So we've been sort of dealing with this crap since then. Look at the title of this. The Wicked Witch is Dead. So this guy has a little bit, his name's Blue Water. You can go find him. He's got other videos, and I've seen him speak. He's got that military credibility of a prototype that I'm pretty well aware of. They're very smart in the communications world. So think military communications with this guy. And then he's got this inside baseball crap to trust the plan. That's what it boils down to. So as I'm going through comments, because I'm like, okay, I kind of know that it's a club. They're in a club. This is Mr. I Get Even, only 10 times worse, to Miss Universe when he owned the pageant. So he's done a little bit of everything. And so this guy's, the content provider here is, anti-Hillary. And everybody has this level of understanding about why that would be the case. But what's interesting is, as I got through these comments, I noticed that, hey, they're calling out, she's supposed to be dead, but she's not. what's going on. So I get down to here, right here, this guy, MSM, blah, blah, blah. More found here. So this is the link. Now I go over here, and alright, I'll show you the whole thing. Okay, so this is what you come to. Actually, it's the kind. I'll go here first. This is the general page. Real raw news. It's just got, you know, it goes on, and I don't know how old some of these articles are. Well, that's April 4th, so it's not too bad. So she's been executed. So this is like, you know, so you start laughing, because it's just not the way it's going to go down. It's not going to go down the way that this guy's describing. So I'm an intel guy, so I'm like, and typically, like, I have friends that would say, okay, we're out in left field, go away. Now please hang with me here, because this is all about FEMA. We're going to FEMA. That's where we started. So prior to, well, let's do this in a good order. So this, whoever puts this together, put this together. So we're going to go here, and this person's all proud of what they're trying to do here. That's a federal agency, and it's all, this is what I'm trying to tell you. FEMA is about natural disasters. If there's a nuclear thing or a hurricane, in other words, if somehow magically we got attacked by China, let's just pretend, or Mexico in another world, or Canada put together an invasion on the United States, FEMA would not have a role. So the pretense of FEMA use to get you thinking that that's the right thing to do, I'm trying to think on behalf of the E5, E6, 27-year-old guy who's either a law enforcement officer or a guardsman, who's received his buffer training on roboing up, you know, to keep the peace. So the pretext for that, I think, would be nuclear related and or seismic, volcanic in the United States, specifically man-made, exacerbated to trigger the use of FEMA and Jared Kushner and Donald Trump for depopulation, like, because they want to get that way. It's a harvest and you're in it, so you have to figure out where you want to be on the menu, which is, you want to be, put Christ after your name, and we're not doing any more crosses for these guys. They're going to cross themselves out. But let's talk FEMA, because this is, I'll put this in the, this link will be in the description to the video. I'll talk through it real quick, because it's amazing. God didn't know any of this. So Carter, Jimmy Carter's the guy who stood it up. And Carter is a little bit of the accidental president. You know, these things happen, and he's more or less victimized along his tenure by the incidents that he needs to wring his hands about. You know, his wife's had a nervous breakdown. He's a kind-hearted man. He kind of made it through to the other side, and he lives now. So back in '79, when an executive order is written, it's one that the president just puts in place as the executive, and the next one can do what they want. So Congress doesn't need to do anything to validate anything. But Carter was working on this stuff, and in '79, here's what occurred. Zbigniew Brzezinski, okay, this man right here he's a Nazi. Look at his name. He's a Polish Nazi. Go John Paul II, accelerated conveyor belt, you're on it. Go find that guy. His daughter is a talking head on MSNBC. She's a main, the blonde. So this guy was the national security advisor for Carter. And you got to go with the timing on this. I mean, you should read the article. But in March of '79, 3 Mile Island happened, and this bozo Brzezinski had been going around doing inspections on nuclear related things. And they had a little failure because they got, they're saying it's inadequate training and how many people actually got poisoned, and it doesn't really, if it was a false flag, this is where I'm going. Brzezinski masterminded it as a Nazi nuclear overlord, and they did it controlled. Okay, what do we need to do to disrupt this thing to give enough of a, it's like using a drone on the Pentagon instead of a full airplane, kind of. In that day, we're able to disable the plant, doing the United States Special Operations community knows how to take down targets, so these scientists know how to do it too, especially the guys who built it. But there was enough done. 3 Mile Island was a media thing, and we know it to be a thing, so let's assume it was a thing. Best case, worst case, whatever. The incident happened. Got thrown on Carter's lap. So the Environmental Protection Agency gets involved, and there's a science about what could have or couldn't have happened, and whether it was real or, I know, of course it was real, but there was a lot of pretense and a lot of subsequent investigations that you could, 9/11 away one way or the other. So, in addition to this, I just want to give you the TSA equivalent of what occurred here as far as federal, because there was a whole load of sub-branches before there was FEMA, and I'm trying to find them in the this article. I gotta pause it. Okay, I had skipped by the thing I was trying to say. So when we created the Homeland Security Department or agency after 9/11, it consolidated a whole bunch of independent organizations that were kind of doing just fine. They put an extra layer on the CIA, they put an extra layer on everything, so that Customs and Border Patrol and all this extra overlording for the future could be laid on us. So you could argue that not only were the states having powers kind of subsumed up to federal, but not only that, the federal agencies themselves that had very decentralized, hey, leave us alone. Look at the name of these organizations. The National Weather Service Community Preparedness Program. Okay? We know that there's civil defense things that come under this, but everybody had their own, to make the argument that the decentralization in and of itself wasn't bad, and because of the pretext that was created by the nuclear problem by Brzezinski, he pushed Carter. See, Carter had the chance to be JFK, but he was weak, and realized as well that 1979 is when there were problems building up to the desert, because they were going to do that. George Bush was masterminding this. So at home, they were moving towards FEMA. George Bush signed no-hide law into effect in 91 because he's predicting that execution style is going to be used for us. Because no-hide law plus martial law brings the guillotine. You chop the sin off of the sinner to fix the problem. Your neighbor's sin because he didn't vaccinate, and that's a sin. Now, if you're vaccinated, you might get rolled up. It's a body count, so it all depends how they do. When it comes, you walk with your cell phone and things happen, but the pretext is going to be a nuclear or a man-made weather or a terrain-related, surface-related catastrophe that will legitimize the chaos and cause the obedience to mass migrate to the safe area, because it's going to be the new kind of deal of a reset of sorts, and that, the swing box will be the swing box. And so the coaching of the guys on the ground, if you're engaged in that pretext when FEMA comes, then that would be the time for you to exercise your truth and your desire to serve everybody by reminding them that we are the firstborn. If you use the wrong words, you're going to be dismissed. So to anchor it closer to the earth, knowledge is power. Explain to them that you don't want to go, you're not nervous about anything, and you don't want to comply with where they want you to go. These guys are, they're going to receive taser training, and they're not going to have time for a lot of stuff, so disobedience is the way to do it. Because if we obey, they're going to usher you like cattle. You will walk it, just like Temple Grandin said, man. They don't even need the tasers if you just think you need to go there. And it feels good because of the catastrophe. So instead of that, keep your peace, serve others, and if you get into a situation that you realize now that the game is on and they're coming, this has been at work for a long time. What's coming? And it's just a matter of the role that you're planning to play for yourself and your destiny. And do not vaccinate. That's what I would say. That'll be maybe a part of the FEMA assembly of, hey, while you're here, we have a booster. Oh, you're not vaccinated? Here's your last chance at the FEMA camp. And the answer is no. The answer is no. No matter what they do. No matter what they do. And it's your time. Everybody takes their time. So if your time comes and you get put in that situation, my recommendation is take the guillotine for Christ. He took the cross. It's your time to take the guillotine unless you're a pussy and you want to take the needle. If you have not vaccinated yet, you know why you haven't. So why are they making you vax now in the FEMA camp? Say no. Don't be in the camp. If you made it that far, it's because you didn't. Because you got arrested. He got arrested. He had to walk the walk. That's over now. So choose your walk. Keep loving your heart. Coach the guys that are misdirected. Be very attuned as to what the situation is and have your facts solid. And it equals, look, I do not want to be herded. I'm an independent person and I want to go my way before you hit the camp. Because they can't, if everybody's doing that and dispersing, no. See, instead, we've got a herd mentality. We loaded up the trucks, we drove them down the highway to beep our horns as a group assembling. So it's a natural inclination that they will take advantage of. And it'll manifest all over the world in different ways. But the ability to manipulate things, you look at Three Gorges Dam, man, it could just, the actual unfolding will be what it is. I just think that the man-made natural piece, as opposed to the military piece, is a pretext for moving the masses. That's my point. And that's all. I'm entertained by it. You be entertained by it. We still have a big conjunction on April 12th. That's where all the power is for us. We have all the power in what we pay attention to and what we decide for our Creator and with Yeshua ben Joseph, because he's, he's my wingman. Not going to change for me. The women are going to take the lead, and we're going to get through this. There's one. Unity. But we're going to have to be entertained. So be entertained. When the emergency broadcast system goes off and the incidence goes down, and you better be entertained. What's happening? And be ahead of it. Have your sword out. Because it's happening. And that's the truth. So, love your family. Meditate. Meditate. The answers are inside. Viruses and bacteria are going down. Drink water. Forgive everything, to include you. Your dumb thoughts about anybody else. Be fearless, because death is a lie. So, whichever way you go, you're being tested. Put me not to the test. It's a test. You're afraid of death. You have values that you say, excuse me, government, we don't need you. And that's the answer now. And that's what they're coming at you with. We want to govern you with this needle. And we got a big story to tell you to get you right to that point. Because everything else will come, however people terminate to get everybody into FEMA is one thing. It's a depopulation agenda. Now on the bright side, please, there are angels that I am coming across. There's a girl named Indigo Angel. Wow, that's all I can say. Right off the top of her head, like it's a Tuesday book club meeting, she's just at the Georgia Guidestones laying it out. And she's amazing. The grid lines and the deep, deep primordial crap that this planet has been exposed to is all kind of coming back up to the surface. As destroyed as we are, as destroyed as the planet is. With prior nuclear usage, it goes back to Sodom and Gomorrah and all these test sites. It's really, it's all accounted for in terms of the cleanup. So it has to be done by us, through us, with our knowledge, and then we'll have the true science that accompanies that at the surface to repair the planet. When the Nazis go away, back to dark Aldebaran, the good scientists will be left, because there's just not going to be any toleration for the love vibration, the lack thereof in their actions against humanity. So that's going to stop. Yeshua's coming. When we get our heart going good enough in rhythm, he'll be here to conduct the orchestra. Trust me. And it's great. So don't be afraid of anything. Be fearless. And lastly is be happy. It's 5 steps. Ask Suzanne Spooner. Put out by source. Meditate. Drink water. Forgive. Be fearless. Be happy. It's a 5. 5 is a big number. Power of 5. So try and remember that. Rogers Rangers, they said, don't forget nothing. And then George Bush said that we know everything. So apparently we do. That's what source is. The answers are out there. You got to sort through them and put the puzzle together. And the puzzle, the ones who know the pieces know what to tell you. So I'm trying to tell you. Doesn't mean that it's going to occur exactly the way that I estimated. There's a lot of good things that can happen, because the more we love, and the more they fear, and the retreat will just occur, and then it'll pass. We'll break it down. News is the news. Truth is the truth. So it's coming. They can't keep the crap going on. It's like when I started this video, it's been going on since 2017. Hillary's been arrested. They're still doing it. And she's participating. And, we'd like forgiveness for everybody. Tell the truth. The Bush family writ large, hey, if you guys want to be a part of this, step across. We got a lot of universe to repair. You guys have done some damage. I don't know where you've been on your soul rides, but this time of destruction is just going to be over. Because it's already been won. We know it. So the forgiveness is the key to everything, and the compassion. Enoch said no forgiveness. That's a Trump supporter. That's the Texas speech of the snake that said immigration is the problem, and I get even only 10 times worse. And that's poverty. It's Donald poverty, and it's orange. It's emotion. It's what we're supposed to be putting to bed. If you watch Trump operate, it's pretty much what you need to get rid of in yourself. Am I jealous? Am I pushy? Am I getting it for me first? Am I ultimately looking around, not knowing who's doing what? He's he's playing his part. So he must have a level of he's in it to win it, and he's lost it already. So that's Donald Trump. He's orange. He's an orange head. He's Julius Caesar. He is, the government did him in as an architect when he came back from the Pleiades. He went and learned compassion, multiple rides up there, and wherever, Taygeta or someplace in the Pleiades. There's plenty of places to go advanced and learn good stuff, and I guess make money and do reality TV shows. I don't know. I know when he came back here, that's how he stitched it together. He did that. It's not like he prayed with our Creator every night to say, okay, what am I gonna do next? He had other esoteric crap to go after from the pyramids. Go there. It all starts off good. Tesla comes and tries to make free energy. J.P. Morgan beats it down. Donald Trump gets his written documentation, and he's Donald Trump's uncle, who was in the science and technology world from MIT, ultimately with Vannevar Bush, who's connected to MJ12, and that's the extraterrestrial connection. For the Nazis, as far as spaceships go, you have advanced technology. We know from everything coming out of Aldebaran and the Dracos, go SR-71, they share, of course, as they can with where they've come from. So it's all coming to an end, and it's going to be good. Angels are extraterrestrials, and many are human. And to the extent that any being is at fifth density to participate in anything, that's fifth density awareness. Okay, we're third density. We vote for the fallen angels at fourth and fifth, if you want to look at it that way. Lucifer is sixth density. At sixth density, ladies and gentlemen, of Yeshua, with Yeshua in his club, nobody's got any weapons. How about that? They're in museums. It's six densities. You're allowed to look at them. And everybody knows what they're supposed to do at sixth density. So let's be there when the time comes with no fear. And as we relax and get into life with no prisons and no hospital, pharmacy's going away, medicine's going to change, and we're just going to go. And everybody's going to benefit from it. So the sooner you adjust yourself, the better. In spite of all this madness that's coached over the top by Trump. I mean, he's a madman. He took the handoff from Bush. Bush got it from Hitler. That's the dark lineage right there. So whenever Hitler got it, you got to go back to where the hell it came from before him. That's far back enough for me. Because, come on, tribulation kicked off in 2017. The Mayan calendar ended in 2012. So we've been Twilight Zoning in 1984 and in War of the Worldin'. Woo! Have we not? They blew the president's head off. The poor man. He's just out there waving. Bush, driver, left-handed, watch Super Soldier talk. Put it together. Don't hide under your bed. Smile. You're entitled. And love everybody. I love you. I love this phone. Not like I love you, because it's artificial. But I authentically, from my heart right now, you hear my voice. Even if we've never met in person, we've already met. Because you see me. That means that you're, hey, wait a minute. Yeah, we're equal. Okay. Thank you. And enjoy the remainder of your day. Take advantage of it. Eat the right stuff. And endure, persevere. If you got any questions, drop them in the appropriate dialogue box, and hopefully I'll see them. Also, this might be slightly imperfect, but that's me. So you need to reach me and talk to me about anything. I don't care if you're a general officer or you're a private or you're not. That's me. That's me. And we're going together. So do it your way and do it right. Because we can't lose. Love doesn't lose. It wins. It just goes higher, up, up, up. It's not going to stop. Peace.